Howdy! Welcome to Butterfield Farm here in Herriman, Utah, home of Farm Field Days. This event has become very important to not only myself but my entire family. We started this back in 2001 as a harebrained idea that we thought we could make this work, and here in 2014 we've been able to keep it going every year. The satisfaction of being able to see these kids come through. Some of them don't even know what the animals are. They don't know where their food, their fiber comes from. Being able to teach them and make a little bit of a difference in their lives is why we keep doing this. We're able to open this up for the school districts to come in, and we can average about 2,000 kids in 2 days.
All right, so at this station we have the FFA, which is our youth leadership program from local high school here, and they're teaching the kids a little bit about the livestock that is raised on a farm. We have some horses and some calves, some ponies and some sheep. Livestock's a very huge, important part of our agricultural industry, either from the hairs and wools that they produce, to the milk, to the meat that we eat as humans. Domesticated animals have been a large part of our society since time began. And so we here talk about the different species and what the animals do and how they participate in what we do in agriculture. So at this station we have a sheep that is being sheared. We're teaching the kids a little bit about what wool is, how we've used it over time. They learned that we've been using sheep wool for the last 5,500 years. It's one of the first fibers that we as humans have used and cultivated. Sheep are one of the first animals we domesticated, and they learn about how we use wool as far as clothing and how we shear it and the lanolin that comes from it. They love this spot. It's one of their favorite spots. They get a chance to see the wool be sheared in action, and they relate to it because of the haircuts they receive. It's kind of fun for them. So this is the Utah Dairy Council, and here they teach the kids about where milk comes from and all the products that come from cattle and sheep and goats as far as a dairy product. So they have the ice cream, the cheeses, the milks, all of the things that come from that. They talk about the nutritional value and just share with the kids basically what the cows go through to be able to produce those kind of dairy products for us. This is the Mosquito Abatement program. They're teaching our students a little bit about mosquitoes and how they impact us here in the Salt Lake area. We have a lot of still and standing water with marshes in the area. And they teach us a little bit more about how mosquitoes impact as vectors, and they transmit diseases to the horses through West Nile virus, N1H1, other diseases that impact us as citizens. So the Mosquito Abatement program is pretty important as far as reducing the number of mosquitoes and killing those off in those still water areas. So this is put on by our Utah Beef Council, and what they're doing is they're teaching kids more about how beef helps us as humans. And they teach them ZIP, for zinc, iron, and protein. Those are the three things that beef give to us. They also talk a little bit about the beef products as far as the leather and all the other things that they utilize from the beef product. All right, this is a really fun area where a couple of our FFA rodeo girls are teaching the kids a little bit about the heritage of the cowboy. You know, we celebrate the Western cowboy and how they impacted a lot of our ranches and our cattle. And rodeo has really kind of grown from that. The skills of roping and riding horses and all those things. We kind of talk about those with the kids here. They get a chance to ride kind of a buck and bull and to rope and just have some fun and learn a little bit about the heritage of cowboy through what we do in rodeo. This is the Utah pork producers. They're teaching our kids a little bit more about how pigs and hogs are raised in Utah. We utilize a lot of pig products in our society, from ham and pork and bacon, all the way to the chapstick and leather shoes and basketballs that we use. They all come from pigs. And so the kids learn here about all those pork products and how we utilize them here in Utah. At this station, we have the Farm Bureau who's teaching the kids a little bit about our food and how long it takes to grow. They try to teach it through using something they understand, which is pizza. So they ask the question, how long does it take to make a pizza? Most of the kids kind of think that it's 15 to 20 minutes, you throw it in the oven, and then they stop them and they think, well, what goes into the pizza? All the vegetables, the grains that go into the dough, the tomato sauce, the salami, and it goes anywhere from a year to 5 years. If you're using olives, it's 5 years. And so the kids come to start to understand how long it really takes to make that pizza and where our food really comes from. At this station, we have the Farm Bureau They want kids to understand that there's a lot of things that go involved in farming, and this is about equipment. They do farm safety. The Farm Bureau does a lot of farm safety and equipment kind of training with youth and with adults alike. And so in this case, they're teaching about the dangers that exist using the heavy equipment, what kind of equipment is used, a lot of diversity in the types of equipment, from plows to wagons to tractors and things like that. Kids are very interested in these kind of things, but AJ loves teaching the kids about the dangers that are involved. I mean, let's face it, when you're dealing with cattle and heavy equipment, there's a lot of dangers that are involved in agriculture, and that's what we teach at this station. This station is being hosted by the Conservation District. With the Conservation District, they're trying to teach them a little bit about soils and water. Where do we get all of our food? Well, it comes from those two sources, soils and water. And so they go out with the apple and they cut the apple up and they show the kids this percentage water, this percentage soil, how much of it's actually usable by us and by the plants and animals that we grow. And so they start cutting off for rocks, and they start cutting off for salt water, and they start cutting off for roads and where houses are. And then they show them actually how much of the apple is left that represents the soils that we can use to grow things and the waters that we can use to drink and grow our plants and animals with. We have Utah State University Extension in 4-H, and we're teaching the kids a little bit about how important pollinators are. We have a huge problem with bees populations on our natural pollinators with the herbicides and insecticides that people use and how they affect those populations. If we don't have pollination, plants do not grow fruit, do not produce seed. And so at this station, the kids are learning the importance of pollinators in our food source. At this station, the youth get to learn a little bit about horses. We have some Belgians here. They're big stock animals that were used for pulling or plowing. We have some different wagons and stuff are available. So the kids kind of learn from a historic value how animals were used and domesticated to be able to develop and to move and to plant and to grow, and how they really impacted our society that way through agriculture.
Well, we look forward to this event every year. It's a good opportunity for us to come over here and interact with a lot of the local school kids, get to meet them and associate and have a little fun with them here at the farm. We also help with parking of the buses. As you can imagine, we get a lot of traffic coming up and down the street here, so we help to keep the kids safe while they're coming to and from the farm here. Depends. Throughout the day, we'll have 3 or 4 officers here just hanging out with the kids. And you know, it gets busier when the kids are coming and going, so we help with the traffic, but for the most part, 3 or 4.
We've been invited to come out here to Farm Days. Farm Days is an annual event that Herriman City does, and we like to support Herriman at, whenever we can on events. So this is an opportunity to showcase our stuff to elementary school kids, and they can meet and greet us and know that we're just normal guys in the community, and we can showcase our equipment.
We mainly just keep track of the kids, make sure that they're all paying attention, being respectful to the people that are presenting to them, and keeping them all together. Just the experience of you're a leader with these kids and they look up to you, and so just knowing that makes it all great.
We have a great thing going here with our farm field days, and we'd like to encourage all teachers that are interested in this and think it would be a good move for their classroom to come out from Salt Lake County and participate in this. If any of you are interested, we'd like you to just contact us through the USU Extension. We do want to thank everyone that's participated, not only as the students, but also the faculty that's come out, and our wonderful partners that we couldn't do it without.